Howdy there, folks. I'm Gene of RPG, and welcome back to more of the Pixel Remaster of Final Fantasy I. Last time, well, we went to Provoca, we went to Matoya's Cave, and we went to Elfheim. And now we're at our first actual money grinding session. For you guys, this is going to go extremely quick. For me, it's going to take a little bit longer, but not anything too terrible. The important thing to mention is that we got Fyra. We purchased Fyra. The reason that I want to bring that up is because it will hit all enemies. And so you get battles like this one, where there's more than 2 enemies, in which case you select Fyra, it will target all the enemies. Now, I wanted Ted to learn this spell first before Bobby, because, well, I mean, Bobby can do it too, but Ted's going to hit harder with it right now. And that's usually going to be enough to kill or nearly kill any enemy that you encounter over here. Now, here's the thing. I don't need tons and tons and tons of money just yet. I just need enough to purchase some supplies. Unfortunately, my favorite places to farm for money have kind of been removed in this version of the game, and so it's going to take a little bit for me to get it. I'll elaborate more on what I mean when we get to our second money farming session, which isn't actually that far off either. But, yeah. So, what I'm going to do is I'm pretty much just going to run around right here. Fighting battles and then sleeping at the inn in Elfheim until I have enough money to get what all I need. Before I do that, though, I did want to bring up the Pixel Remaster's boost configuration. What this does is it allows you to turn encounters on or off, which you can do that with the right by pressing R3 on, at least on the Switch controller. You can increase how much EXP you get from battles to 50% of the normal amount, no EXP, 4 times as much EXP, or 2 times as much EXP. And you can do the same for Gil. So if you were to crank it up to times 4, well, then you're getting 4 times as much money. I won't be doing that, but it is worth mentioning that because, well, there are 3 points in this game where I like to, well, I say like, but I'm hesitant to say need, but yeah, whatever. Where I grind for money, and, well, this is the first one, and actually the smallest one out of them. The second one is by far the worst, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, like I said, for me, it's going to take a little bit. For you guys, it's going to be done just like that. Alrighty, I'm back. That didn't take that long. Got about 6, almost 7,000 gil. That should be plenty. So, what we need to purchase is potions, antidotes, some Phoenix Downs, and some ethers. Also, I would like to buy 2 tents. That way we have at least 3. First things first, let's get some potions. 30 is plenty. Next, we need antidotes. And, 30. There we go. Now let's get some ethers, which are a bit more spendy, so I'm only going to grab 10. And then, yeah, 4 Phoenix Downs. And there we go. That is our first major money grind taken care of. And the reason we need all these items, or rather the potions, specifically the potions and the antidotes, the Phoenix Downs and the ethers are just assurance, and the tents just make things a little bit easier. The reason we need the potions and the antidotes is because, well, where we're going is actually considered by many to be the hardest dungeon in the game. This game's difficulty is very much front-loaded. And so, the hardest dungeons in the game are the first 2 major dungeons. And we're coming up on the first one. It won't be too long here. But before that, I do want to go to the Elf Castle, the Elven Castle. Astos' curse put our prince into a deep sleep from which he cannot awake. Please, will you not aid our slumbering prince? Well, I mean, I don't have thunder, so I can't shock him awake. The Dark Elf King Astos stole into the castle and placed a curse on our prince. Then Astos carted away the castle's treasure. I just imagine him with a wheelbarrow with anything shiny in it. But yes, the prince is sleeping. For 5 years now. Holy crap. There must be a concoction that can rouse one who sleeps, so... But where? Well, I don't know. Maybe we can find out later. But for now, let's head west. So I do recommend being at least somewhat sparing with your spell slots. Although that's part of why I wanted the tents. But we want to head up north this way, avoiding the rivers, because we can't, you know, walk across rivers. And we'll find this ruined castle. The Western Keep. Hey, a bat! Key! But if we head in here, we find this guy who's just kind of chilling. I was tricked by Astos, king of the Dark Elves. Now my castle has fallen into ruin. If I could only retrieve the crown from the marsh cave, I would be able to restore my castle. Might you bring me the crown? Well, I mean, why not? You'll notice, though, that there is a door over there. I think we have to go around to get to it. But I don't think we can actually go in there yet. I think it's locked. Yeah, the Mystic Key. Maybe it'll be a reward for helping this guy, or maybe the elves. I mean, I know there's a key for that the elves have. But yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't be able to help this guy out. Oop, not that. Wait, is it that way? I'm lost. I think it is this way. Yeah, it is. Even with the map, I get lost. But you see this hole, which happens to be the first true major dungeon of the game. Let's go ahead and use our first tent. And we're going to go ahead and save as well. Alright, so here we are, the Marsh Cave. Immediately, there are two pathways that you can take. There's the northern path, which is not the way we need to take, but there is treasure up there. And then there's the southern path, which is where we have to go. Because, not to spoil too much, we will actually be coming back here later. I'm only going to head down south first, or down towards the bottom path. Here we have green slime. Green slime have nearly perfect physical defense. Your physical attacks will only do 1 damage. 1 damage to them unless you get a critical hit. 1 damage per hit, I should stress. Because eventually when you do an attack, it gets to where your characters do 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits, so on and so forth. They are, however, very vulnerable to fire. So we actually want to use our level 1 fire spell, not Fyra, save that, to damage them. So I should mention, the way damage and defense works in Final Fantasy 1 is that you have to actually meet a damage threshold before you start to do damage to an enemy, like really notable damage. Here we have crawlers, which are just slightly tougher versions of the Gigas Worms, and then skeletons, which we've actually seen before. But you have to meet a threshold before you can actually start to do notable damage. Otherwise, it'll be, like you see, just small numbers. I've brought this kind of damage scheme, this damage, I guess, formula up before in MS Saga, and it's very much the same kind of deal here. Also, there's just way too many of these things. I don't really want to screw with them. Let's go ahead and Fyra. Also, I'm not a big fan of this game's Fyra animation. I very much prefer, well, all the other Final Fantasy I Fyra animations. Anyway, though, I brought the same kind of damage formula up in MS Saga because it's very similar, actually. Like, almost to a surprising amount. But you have to meet the damage threshold first. And then the more damage you do after you've met that threshold, the more it starts to go up and up by exponential amounts. Anyway, here we have gargoyles. I believe they can stun you as well. Emphasis on believe. I might be wrong. Also, they very much, aside from the gargoyle-y wings, don't really look like gargoyles. They have bug eyes. Like, I think Bug Monster from their face. Regardless, though, they're actually not that tough of enemies. You can encounter them, I think, in the Chaos Shrine. Anyway, from that chest is a potion. Here we have Black Widows and Tarantulas. Contrary to the fact that regular tarantulas are not poisonous, both of these types of enemies can poison you. Like that. And there is actually a lot of poison-inflicting things in this cave. And if you came here without antidotes, you're probably not going to make it out. Because once you're poisoned, let's see, Billy is at 191 HP. Every single step you take damage. 1 damage to be exact. That adds up way faster than you might think. It's not like every few steps like, say, Pokemon. No, it's every single step. So you either want poison on your mages, or else you want antidotes. You're going to run out of spell slots pretty quickly if you have poison, and that's your way of dealing with it. Alright, here we have Blood Bones! Blood Bones is the next tier of skeleton, and it's actually they're actually fairly tough, as you can see. We didn't exactly do tons of damage to them there. Beyond that, that's really all there is to it. They're just stronger skeletons. If I was smart, I would have targeted the weaker things first. But I'm not smart, so we're doing this the hard way. They have something like 150, 160 HP, something like that. And like most undead, it is weak to, or they are weak to fire. Yeah, I should have killed the paralysis inflicting thing first. Damn it, there goes Ted. Come on, guys. Come on, Bobby can't do it alone! Damn it! Oh, thank goodness. Billy, save the day! Alright, well, there goes the Blood Bones. Not really. That's why you should prioritize taking out the weaker things, including the stupid crawler because of the paralysis. That was me being stubborn and stupid and it not paying off. Because now I gotta use one of my Phoenix Downs on Ted, or else leave him dead for the rest of this dungeon. And, well, we're not gonna be doing that. If this were the NES version, I'd be so far... I'd be so short of a way into this dungeon, I'd actually leave and go back to Elfheim to heal. And just say, nah, fuck it. Luckily, though, because this version has Phoenix Downs, I don't have to do that. Thank goodness. A broadsword, which is one of the main reasons why I didn't recommend purchasing any kind of other weapon, because, Yeah, you get a broadsword from that chest, and that's pretty spiffy. And another potion, very nice. Werewolves! So yeah, this is about where you start actually encountering werewolves semi-regularly. That's why I was really surprised to encounter one in the Chaos Shrine. Not that we're actually all that far into the game. Although, to be fair, I know where I'm going and what I'm doing. You would be exploring. Your first time playing, you spend a lot more time than what I am exploring and looking around and such. Scorpions, possibly the most deadly enemy in here. They hit really hard, they have good defense, and they can poison you. Oop, that's an ether. Really wish that Bobby and Ted would have a little more HP. Although in Ted's defense, he's a fair bit behind the others, and as far as the XP goes now. Alright, here we go. We've got, well, actually only one new enemy. We have the Gray Ooze. The Gray Ooze is kind of inverted a little bit from the Green Slime, which has nearly perfect physical defense and is weak to fire. Whereas the Gray Ooze, if I remember correctly, is weak or is resistant to fire, but it does take normal physical damage. And so I'm going to have everybody target the Gray Ooze with physical attacks, while Ted here blows up, or not blows up, but sets on fire the Green Ooze, or the Green Slime. Gray Oozes are definitely much easier to kill. Now, if you happen to be playing and you run out of spell slots, and you're up against a Green Slime, you can still kill it by doing regular attacks. They only have, I think, 30 HP, something like that. Actually, before we press on, why don't we take advantage of something that the Pixel Remaster has, as well as a lot of other versions of this game. And let's take a quick look at the Green Slime. Yeah, 255 defense, but it only has 24 HP, so you only have to hit it 24 times, technically, and you can kill it. It's also weak to ice as well. I did not realize that. But regardless, you can still kill it with physical attacks. It's just going to take a bit. Ooh, a Phoenix Down. I don't know what that chest is in the versions of the game without Phoenix Downs. It's been so long. It's probably Gil. Alright, and so we have a fight like this where there's 4 green slimes. I could use Bobby's fire spell here as well and do 2 at a time, but that's going to take way longer than I actually care for. And so we're going to actually go ahead and use Fyra again. I hate it when there's doors like that and there's nothing in the room. When there's doors that are like this and it leads to empty rooms. Absolutely hate it. Alright, but I fought 4 green slimes in that battle again. And so I've used up my last spell charge for my level 3 spell. So we're going to go ahead and use an Ether on Ted, just 1. And that'll let him use Fyra again. Also refilled his fire spell, his level 1 fire spell, so let's go ahead and use potions. Alright, so for a situation like this, I don't recommend using Fyra. Because there's only 3, I know this sounds silly. I actually recommend just using level 1 fire spell. Now, if you aren't using 2 characters that have access to fire, we're going to go ahead and have Bobby use his. If you're not using 2 characters that have access to magic or fire spells, well, then maybe then I'd recommend using Fyra just because, but eh. Again, I played through this before using a thief instead of a red mage, and I mean, it was fine. It's just red mage is so much better. Alright, but a potion and a cottage. Wow, that's really early for us to be getting a cottage. Freaking poison. What? Oh, damn it. Probably use a potion on Ted, too. A copper armlet. I've already explained what those do, but let's go ahead and put that on Ted, because he's... Holy crap, is he frail. And yes, this is the encounter rate reduced. I swear. But we are almost done here. In fact, I think that what we're here for happens to be through... Yes, it's right there in that chest. Before we do that, let's go ahead and use an ether on Ted. Wow, he's up to level 5 spell slots already. Holy crap. As well as Billy. Because there's monsters in this box! Woo! And Pisco demons! Oh boy. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use Temper with Bobby. I want Betty to defend, and we're gonna use Temper with Ted also on Billy. The Pisco demons are not to be taken lightly. As you just saw, yeah, they just did 60 damage with 2 attacks on our heavy defense character. But I want to double up Temper on him, so that way he's able to actually he's actually able to take things down relatively well. And then I'm going to go ahead and use a potion on him. I'm going to actually use 2 potions on him. And I want Ted to use Temper on Bobby. Oh, well, so much for Ted. Okay, well, I could get him back up. In fact, let's do that. But... No, Kier's not going to do more than a potion right now. Alright, but yeah, I do recommend doubling up on Temper. We're not going to bother worrying about that at this point, about buffing up Bobby right now. I do recommend doubling up on Temper, because otherwise these things are actually really hard to kill right now. Because of their defense. It's really hard to get through their defense to kill them. But by defeating them, we got the crown! Yay! Alright, but now for the other part of this dungeon that makes it kind of really suck. We have to walk back out. There is more to explore down further south, or down further, as you saw, or as you can probably tell from the map. But we'll be coming back here, so we're going to actually leave right now, because I'm getting a little low on supplies. And to be fair, when we come back, it's going to be much easier. But anyway, I don't want to make you guys watch me walk all the way out of here. So, I will see you guys back at the Western Keep so we can return the crown. Alright, we're back at the Western Keep. Let's go ahead and give this guy his crown back. You fools fell right into my trap. I am Astos, king of the Dark Elves.
With the combined power of the crown you now hold and the crystal eye I already possess, I will become the true Elf King. It is useless to resist me. I can take what is mine by sheer force.
Alright, so let's give this another try, because the last time I got the living shit kicked out of me. Yeah, things can go poorly for you, actually surprisingly fast in this fight. First off, Astos has Death. Whether or not he chooses to cast it is basically random as far as I'm aware. But I'm pretty sure it works most of the time at this point because of our really low level. We're going to be utilizing the same kind of strategy I used for the Pisco Demons. You may want Null Shock and Null Blaze for this fight because Astos does have Phyra and Thundara. As you can see, Astos also likes to use spells like Haste and Slow and Slow-Ra. Slow-Ra is a single target slow spell that has higher chances of working than the group slow spell. But that's about it. Now we've double buffed up with Temperance, both Billy and Bobby. Let's go ahead and use Phyra. However, Phyra isn't going to do a whole lot of damage. Magic? Yeah, there's Death. He did that last time, and that was a bitch to recover from. As you'll see, though, Magic against most bosses doesn't... Oh, hey, we won. Magic usually doesn't do very much damage at all to bosses. They're really resistant to magic spells in Final Fantasy 1. So that actually did quite a bit more damage than I was expecting it to Astos. Which is good, I'm not complaining. But yeah, I found that it works better to have your mages buff up the physical fighters and have the physical fighters then use physical attacks. You'll see as the game keeps going. But we did it. We beat Astos, although Billy didn't get any other rewards. It's very rare for me to see the warrior KO'd and everybody else at full health, actually. Oh, that's funny. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and heal up Billy with our Cure spell. Yeah, Cure doesn't even heal as much as a normal potion does. And then we're going to get out of the Western Keep. And folks, next time, we're going to return the Crystal Eye to Matoya, because if you remember, she actually needs the Crystal Eye to be able to see. I'm Gene of RPG, and I'll see you guys then.